All right, guys, today we're going to make and read or interpret and create bar graphs and line graphs. Go ahead and put your name of the day at the top. These should mostly be review. I am going to make this a little harder. Not harder, I'm going to make it more challenging. And I'm going to make double line graphs and bar graphs today, since you should know by now how to make a line and a bar graph from your previous years of school. And I don't want to insult your intelligence by asking you to do that for me today. So to make some notes real quick, the first thing we do whenever we write a graph is to write a title and label the X and the Y axis. Let's go ahead and draw our arrow going that way. So remember, our X goes horizontally, the Y goes vertically. That's going to help us kind of remember this line, this line. So we should know by now that any numbers on the X-axis or whatever intervals we're writing in the X-axis should be at even intervals. Meaning, here I'm using days of the week. I'm not going to skip around from one to the other. I'm going to include all the days of the week. If I'm including months of the year, I would put the months of the year down here and I would space them apart evenly. I wouldn't put Monday here, then Tuesday here, then Wednesday here, then Thursday here. It needs to look even and uniform. The Y-axis, which again is my vertical axis, should always start at 0. There is never a time when this line should not equal 0 until you get to high school, but you got a few years for that. Then what you're going to do is you're going to choose, since this is a double line graph, or bar graph, is you're going to choose 2 colors or designs to represent your data. You've probably seen examples of this before. And what we're going to do, since we have 2 colors representing things, is we're going to make a key so that we know what is what. Oops. From there, we're just going to go ahead and draw bars if it's a bar graph, or plot points if it is a line graph, using our appropriate colors. Okay, so here I have a set of data. I have the day of the week, and I have 2 hot dog vendors. I have Good Dogs and I have Hot Dogs. And what I want to know is who sold the most hot dogs that day. So I would first title my graph, who sold more hot dogs. This is going to be a line graph because we want to see over a week. So change over the time. I would label my X and Y axis. My X axis is always going to be the thing that's not really changing. It's going to be my day of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, because both of them are going to have that measurement. My Y axis is going to be the number of hot dogs that I sold, or that was sold by each vendor. Now I know what you're thinking. So I wrote day. So I knew the day of the week and I labeled the days of the week. I didn't just write Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I made sure that said day. Over here where it says hot dogs sold, I started at 0 and then I came down here and said, what number is my highest number? 70 is my highest number and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lines. I can't go by 5s, I won't have enough space, but I can go by 10s, which is how you got this even set. And notice it goes up by 10s the whole time. It doesn't skip around and go by 10 sometimes and by 2 sometimes. Keep it even, keep it uniform. Now I need to display this part where it says that I have Good Dogs and Hot Dogs, because I'm going to have to display both the people's data on the same graph. So this is where my key comes into place. So over here I'm going to write key. And I'm going to draw a box with a blue. And I'm going to write Good Dogs. Since it's a line graph, I'm also going to have to come over here with a different color and write Hot Dogs. Now, if you're ever doing a bar graph, I'm just going to show you down here and you only have a pencil. You could color it in. You could put dashes across. You could put vertical lines in. Put lines going across to make your bars different. But since a line is just a line, we can't really do any of those things. But you're going to need that on the back page. Okay, now it's as easy as plotting my points. For Good Dogs, we're going to start with him, so we're going to stick with the blue all the way through. On Monday, he sold 20, so I'm going to go all the way up to where Monday and 20 meet, plot a point. Tuesday, he sold 10. I'm going to go where Tuesday and 10 meet, plot a point. I'm going to connect those points, and if I were a good student, I'd be using a straight edge or the side of my paper, but I'm not being a good student. I'm just freehanding for the sake of time. Wednesday, he sold 60, so people are hungry for some hot dogs Wednesday. Plot that point. Thursday, he sold 30. Plot. And Friday, he sold 40. That was also really nice, and those are all numbers that fall on a line. That's not always the case. Now I'm going to go back and do hot dogs. Now remember, hot dogs has to be in my color for my key. So hot dogs sold 60 on the first day. They sold 20 on the second day, on Tuesday. Make my lines neat. And again, you need to use something straight like the edge of a notebook or an edge of a paper to make these nice and neat. Wednesday, they sold 10. Thursday, they sold 40. And Friday they sold 70. And that, my friends, is a double line graph. On the back, you guys are going to be creating a double bar graph, and you're going to have to come up with your labels, your title, but I know you can do it. All right, have a good one.